If I were to pick a question that brought me onto this path, it'd be a question that we're all pretty familiar with. What is your passion? Presented in several different ways, the simple question is thought-provoking and can lead to such relatable moments like we've seen in Rick and Morty and the robot that was created only to pass the butter.
What is my purpose?
Pass the butter.
But while I haven't gotten asked that question all that often, because seriously, look at this channel and my subscriber count, this is a question that is probably sticking out even more these days. From mass layoffs, people being burnt out, technology rapidly changing, and so much more, it feels like finding passion in your life is pretty damn hard. And it doesn't really help when asking a self-help guru this particular question because of their various stances and perspectives when it comes to all of this. It creates more confusion rather than a self-help guru offering a proper strategy for you to use. It's just more frustrating than ever. That, or in the event that a self-help guru does try to help with providing a more precise plan, it creates more confusion, misdirection, and a path that you might not even be that excited about or really want. So to help with all of that, with trying to figure out your own passion, I figured the best approach is, instead of providing a very precise set of strategies that you can just follow, I would rather be giving you some tips and tricks to figuring out what exactly your passion is and working towards that. From articles to videos, one of the things that all self-help gurus can agree on is that passion requires some introspection. Even in the case of Mark Manson's post where he tells us to screw finding our passion, he opens things up with prompting us with recalling our time as a kid, thinking about our own interests and how we just did things. While Manson's argument as a whole for that article has some very solid points in it, I think it's still important that we all do some degree of self-discovery and thinking. After all, our situations are all very different here. Because of that, finding your passion can be vague. It's not just a matter of following some simple steps in a video or article, or considering the hot take that your passion is looking right in front of you and slapping you in the face. Instead, finding passion for something can be rather difficult. And even then, as Manson points out in his own article, you're not going to be 100% passionate about something all the time. But instead of thinking maybe that passion is the wrong one or something, I want you to take a deep breath and explore why that is. Really determine if it's just an off day or if it is something that you are not that driven to do.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Because chances are it's more of the former rather than the latter here. Beyond that, if you still need a particular starting point to finding your own passion, do what Manson said and think back to your own childhood and what you spent time doing. That could be an indicator for what to be trying out. And speaking of trying things out, the second tip is simply to be focusing on making something happen here. Normally when you're stuck coasting through life, trying something new can be scary. For one, we're addicted to dopamine, and so the idea of working hard on something with little to no gain can have its rough moments. There are going to be times where it feels like you just want to be giving up and that you feel, again, that your passion is misplaced here. But on top of all of that, we also have what if questions. What if my parents disapprove of what I'm doing? What if it doesn't work out? What if I make an embarrassment of myself? What if I fail? A lot of these questions create a lot of hesitancy and doubt in our lives, and my response to that is something pretty similar to a network marketing pitch. So what? At least whatever idea that you have in your mind is likely to be 10 times better than signing up to a network marketing company. Figuring out your passion is something that you should not be embarrassed about at all. It's something that is personal to you and that you value, and you want to be sharing that with the world. There's nothing wrong with that. And with how the world is structured right now, it is quite viable to make most any ideas work out very well financially, and you can make something very unique out of it. I know some bloggers who make a living off of reviewing video games, and you can do something similar with books, various products, or even just YouTube channels in general. Whether this makes you a ton of money to buy a very expensive car or a very big house is debatable, but at the very least, this does give you more direction, and when trying to find out your passion, trying something out is so much better than trying to steep yourself in analysis paralysis and figure out what is the most optimal path. Another particular rule that I have with finding your own passion is that if you're trying to be very forceful with yourself, you're going to end up doing something that you regret, or passion is both very fickle and also vague, as I've mentioned already. It's why I believe that there is actually no absolute perfect strategy to figuring out what your passion is. And the reason I know this boils down to my own kind of weird experience with figuring out my career path and overall direction in life. As some of you may know, I studied to be an accountant, and I ended up as a writer shortly thereafter. These two industries were completely unexpected for me though. Even though I've been a writer for 10 years, writing wasn't exactly the biggest passion for me when I first started. I journaled very little as a kid. I found writing 1,000-word essays for school to be an absolute slog and something I absolutely dreaded. Heck, even my own typing speed and typing form was absolutely terrible. I had to constantly look at the keyboard and type with one finger at a time in order to type something. It was absolutely atrocious. But simultaneously, accounting was also an industry that I forced myself to love and enjoy. And while that chapter of my life was a complete and utter flop, it's a testament to passion that even now, my attitude for being in the accounting field at this point in time wouldn't be that bad of an idea. I still would very much prefer doing what I'm currently doing right now, but my attitude and passion for the accounting industry has shifted since then.
Coco, you're changing!
But despite that whole weird experience, the best thing for you in finding your own passion is sticking to exploring than trying to be as precise as possible. And one of the best filters is to recognize that if you're forcing yourself to love something, it's probably not a very good idea to focus on right now, although it could be something to re-explore at a later date. Similar to what I just said, passion is just this free-flowing form, and trying to pinpoint a very specific passion leads to more misguidance and misdirection than anything else in my own experiences.
So I am confusion.
Absolutely. You should not be toughing something out if you have very legitimate reasons to not be part of this or you're finding it miserable. However, you also should not be expecting the very first passion or the next 20 passions of yours to be absolute bangers that would be the most perfect fit for your life. Again, with my own writing skills, they got better over time as I actually practiced and I actually started giving a damn about my own writing and my own experiences and techniques. And that passion only ballooned even more as I started talking to other writers and branching out and discovering who I am in all of this. As part of your own discovery for passion, you want to be focusing really on those short-term feelings and a little bit of your short-term needs rather than trying to plan everything out for the next 10 or 20 years. What this looks like overall is very different for every person. It's working at a place that could be much better, but it will be able to tide you over and help you with figuring out what you really enjoy doing. It's seeking out some stability in your own life rather than trying to make your next attempt to be perfect in every single way. Because the thing about passion and finding it is that we don't fully know if we've actually found it or not until we've actually spent some time steeping in it and experiencing it. And that's a piece of the puzzle that a lot of self-help gurus miss, because we focus so much on that binary decision of you're either passionate about something or you're not passionate about something, or screw trying to find your own passion, because it's always going to be right in front of you. When really, we shouldn't be doing any of those kinds of things. So just because something really isn't ideal, optimal, or the best outcome in your life at this point in time, doesn't mean that you're not passionate or that it's not the right fit for you right in this very moment. Sometimes you need to let it cook a little bit longer, and sometimes you need to be doing a little bit more digging and exploring, and figuring all of that stuff out is all just guesswork. So setting yourself this floor and this ceiling can kind of help with filtering out some of the nonsense and confusion, and adds just a little bit more clarity in figuring out what exactly you're passionate about and what is actually driving you. Just as we're all trying to find passion, our takes and perspectives are all over the place, as you can tell. There is no definite path to take to finding whether you're passionate about something or not. Honestly, passion changes a lot based on our own situations and our own environments. The biggest takeaway really is that instead of trying to launch a video after video or reading article after article trying to figure out what exactly your passion is and asking self-help gurus many times over, what do I do to find my own passion? Instead, take some time for yourself to actually explore that, to ask yourself that specific question, and do some more introspection in your own life, and just try something. After all, Mark Manson did have a point with just experimenting and having more of this childlike curiosity and wonder. As a kid, we just went out and did things. We didn't try to figure out what the most optimal thing was, or we didn't debate on the merits of whether to become a doctor or an athlete or an artist. We just did things. We just explored. And that's really what we should be doing above all else. And that's really all there is to it. Thank you guys so much for watching the entirety of this video. Don't forget to go and leave a like on this video, and also to subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. Or you could watch this other video. I know you would be interested in it.